What is going on, everyone? I'm so glad that you are here with us tonight. We are so glad that you have joined us here on YouTube Live. I've got some special guests tonight. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Tori Lovett is over here, and Sylvia, Emily, Rain, what I call the Three Musketeers. My phone is going off and making noise, so let me mute that because that's not good. Say hi to the top of the pyramid, the star of our show tonight. Jesus, that's right. But just below Jesus, we have Mr. Jordan Dietz, whose head was being chopped off a little bit. Hey, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. Just so excited that you guys have joined us. I don't want you to forget this. This Sunday at 10:30, the church has opened up for one worship service, and so we're meeting back at church at 10:30 a.m. this Sunday, so we would love to see you. It's been a while since I've seen some of you, so I can't wait to get to meet up with everybody that's out here watching. So join us Sunday at 10:30. It's going to be a lot of fun, but before that, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, right? Are you guys ready for a lot of fun?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we've got our Wheel of Destiny back by popular demand, and as we get started, I just got to apologize. Hillary told me last week that watching people eat chicken wings is not half as fun as eating chicken wings. So tonight hopefully will be a little bit more fun than watching Emily eat atomic hot sauce chicken wings. Have you recovered from that yet, Emily?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. All right, so here we go. Let's flip over to the Wheel of Destiny. Okay, so we've got some new games for the game of the week tonight. We've got Mom Text. So we already played that game.
Yeah,
What's
we
that
did.
doing in there? That's no fun. The Blender of Doom. That's where we get a Happy Meal toy or some tacos, and not toy, but the Happy Meal, and blender it up and see who can do it. Taco Bell Olympics. Rock, paper, scissors death match. Taylor Swift versus Lamentations. That one just keeps popping up. How woke is your youth leader? So that's when we find out who's the most relevant for all you kids out there, me, Tori, or Jordan. Who do you think it would be? Who's more relevant? Who's more with it, Emily? I know fancy words like bougie. Okay, what else do we got over here? What's behind the mask? That's where you're wearing an N95 coronavirus mask, and you got to guess what's behind it. And then nailed it or failed it marriage proposals, where guys pop the questions and sometimes get embarrassed. So, you guys ready to spin the Wheel of Destiny?
Spin the wheel.
All right. Hey, somebody's calling. It's my house. She's probably trying to tell me something. Hi, babe. I'll call you back in a minute. What? That's kind of on the line. We're not going to play that game. Let's spin it again.
We played that one.
We played that one already.
Mom text.
All right, let's try that again. All right. Here we go. Spin that wheel. I think she was telling me that it was just a blank screen. I don't know. Whoa. Taylor Swift or Lamentations?
I've been waiting for this.
Tori's been waiting for that one. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on now, but we are watching Taylor Swift or Lamentations, so we're going to pop that up here. Let's go ahead and...
Is it doing it from the webcam?
Yep, it's going like that. It's going like that. Open it up. I had it ready to go because I was just anticipating it. All right, so here we go. Taylor Swift or Lamentations. In this game, you get to figure out, are the lyrics from Taylor Swift or the Book of Lamentations? You girls ready for this one? Do you know what Lamentations? You can't see it. I'll read it to you. It's okay.
Oh, sure.
Tori can help. All right, so here's the first one. All right. Is this from the Book of How often do you read the Book of Lamentations, Jordan?
Listen, the last time I read Lamentations was the last time I read Habakkuk.
Okay. That tells me a lot. All right, well, here we go. She cries herself to sleep at night, tears soaking her pillow. Is that from Taylor Swift or Lamentation? What do you think?
It's gonna be harder than I anticipated.
Yeah, it's very Taylor Swift-esque.
Yeah,
like
but I
Country
can't.
Days.
But I don't know what song it would be.
Like Country Days? Is it
Maybe.
Big Girls Don't Cry? That's not even Taylor Swift.
That's not Taylor.
Teardrops in My Guitar, is that her too?
That is her. That could fit.
I'm gonna go with T
I don't-
Swift.
I'm
Hey, you
thinking-
get an extra point, by the way, on this
If you know
one,
the
if you know
song.
the song that it's from.
I'm just gonna go
Or
with
the
T Swift,
chapter and verse.
Teardrops on My Guitar.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with it. I don't know for sure if it's that song. I was allowed to listen to Taylor Swift when that album came out because she cussed in like one of
Yeah.
the songs.
No.
So I'm not super. But if it's a new one, I'm gonna really be disappointed in myself.
Girls, what do you think?
Lock it in.
Do you listen to Taylor Swift?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Go, Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's see. It is the Book of Lamentations.
I knew it.
Lamentations chapter 1, verse 2.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Next one.
Yikes.
Your knives and swords,
Taylor
weapons
Swift.
that you use
Yeah,
against
That's
me.
from Mean.
Taylor Swift and Mean?
No, it's Mean.
Are you that confident?
Is that the
Yeah.
new ones? Yeah.
Knives and swords and weapons that you use against me.
All right.
Maybe it's not.
I think it's T Swift.
Girls, what do you think?
Oh, this is stressing me
That
out.
was the one.
I'm sweating.
Nah, it's gotta be.
It sounds very bad blood, like you're talking about.
No, it's not bad.
You don't know. You didn't know the first one.
All right.
This is Lamentations.
You sticking with Taylor Swift, Mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just say go with your gut. Don't second guess.
It's Mean from Taylor Swift.
So mean.
Look at that. So that's 2 points for you, Tori.
Is that a newer one?
Jordan, did you
No.
say?
I
Did you
didn't
say?
mean, but I said T Swift.
You said T Swift. All
Yeah, I
right.
got one.
It's like
Girls, did you say Taylor Swift? Yeah. Y'all get one too.
Hey, you need to open your mouths.
All right, here we go. Next one. My eyes are blind with tears. My stomach tears. My
Tears.
stomach is in a knot. Just getting that Taylor Swift twang going on.
I'm gonna go with Lamentations on
Yeah.
this
Lamentations.
one. That song was from 2010.
How old were you in 2010?
I was
Me?
12.
4. Oh, that makes me feel old.
What's the year? I was 14.
2010. I was
14.
12.
All right, here we go.
I was.
Lamentations. You got it right. 3 for you, 2 for Jordan. Did you guys say Lamentations too? Y'all get 2 as a group. If one of y'all win, y'all win. All right, here we go. Next one.
Socialist stuff is this?
You're like a lion ready to pounce. Is that Taylor Swift or Lamentations?
I think it's Lamentations.
I'm going with Lamentations too.
I think it's Lamentations too. That sounds like it. Bible talks about lion a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's lamenting, so it's lamenting.
Yes, Lamentations 3:20. All right. And by the way, I don't have Lamentations memorized, so or any Taylor Swift songs.
Thought about reading it before.
This
I came.
yearning in the deep part of my heart for you.
T Swift.
This yearning in the deep part of my heart for you.
I'm
I
about
wonder what
50%
translation they're
sure
using
it's
for
T-Swift.
this. Is it NLT?
Doesn't sound
NIV?
familiar at all, but I'm gonna go
It's
with
not King James
It
version.
does not sound familiar. And
Let me try and put it in a song version.
I'm gonna.
my heart's part of my kidneys.
That's it. It doesn't have like a
Yearning in the deep part of my heart.
melodic. I don't.
For
If it's a Taylor Swift song, I'm gonna have to look
I'm
it
going
up.
T Swift.
I'm gonna.
You're
go
going to. I think it's Taylor Swift too.
It's about time for another Taylor
So,
Swift one.
so the
but I don't
boys say
think it
Taylor
is.
Swift, the girls say Lamentations. See.
Oh,
Oh yes,
what even
ain't
is
nothing
that
about
song?
you.
Ain't nothing
Never,
about- I told
never
you.
heard it,
You gotta
but
see
I got it
the
right.
flame, this yearning in my heart.
It's gotta be an early.
All right, here we go. The Book of Lamentations or Taylor Swift. I'll never forget the trouble, the poison I've swallowed.
Trouble, trouble.
Well, it's not from that song. Oh yeah, that last one was real early Taylor Swift.
What do you think, girls? Taylor Swift or Lamentations?
I've only listened to Taylor Swift's latest songs.
Yeah, I know the trash ones.
Yeah, they're all.
No.
Gotta
Don't
go back
bash
to old day
Taylor
country.
Swift.
Come on.
I'm gonna go Lamentations, and I could be wrong, and
Lamentations?
I'm already disappointed
I'm-
in myself. So
I'm
you know
feeling
what?
I'm feeling Lamentations too.
Yeah.
Lamenting too. Yeah, it's gotta be a lament.
Yes,
Oh, praise
Lamentations
Jesus.
3:19. All right. Did you guys get that one right?
Sure.
I need a point.
There you go.
I need 2 points.
Yeah,
You
we're,
haven't given
we're
me.
supposed to be at
What
like
are you up to 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really
Jordan's
bad
up
at
to
keeping
4.
score. Okay, here we go. We got a couple more. All right, but there's one thing I remember so I can keep a grip on hope.
Oh.
One thing I remember is T Swift.
It's Taylor Swift.
Do you know the name of the song?
I don't even know how it goes.
Let's see.
Totally.
One thing I remember is so I can keep a grip on hope. Nope.
It's like I could.
Let's say my ex-boyfriend. 'Cause they're all about that.
I don't know any
No,
Taylor
they're
Swift
not.
songs. All right,
Oh. I don't know the
just
song.
just going for 1 point with Taylor
We're
Swift.
just gonna go for the 1 point.
Lamentations 3:21. Wow. All right. Taylor Swift would be ashamed of us.
She would.
I'm aching, no past, nowhere to hide. Taylor Swift or Lamentations?
T Swift.
Jordan says T Swift.
Nope. No looking it up.
What do you think, girls?
you see here, I'm gonna go Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift?
I'm gonna go with her too.
I think it's Lamentations.
It could be.
No way they'll have it 2 times in a row. 3 times in a row. Ain't no way.
Oh, the last time. I should have known that one. I don't know why, but
Oh.
you said Taylor
man.
Swift.
These are all. No, I didn't.
Oh, you said Taylor Swift. What did you say, Jordan?
Oh, Taylor Swift.
All right, you're up to 5. Uh-oh, Tori,
I know.
you're lagging behind.
Well, they're all old Taylor Swift.
These are. I'll tell you this. These are
They're-
old Taylor
they're
Swift
that
songs.
Taylor,
They're that
I
Taylor.
know, they're that Taylor.
not short hair Taylor.
All we are is skin and bone.
That has a very Lamentations tone to it, but I'm pretty sure it's
All
Taylor.
we are is skin and bone. Can't sing that, so Lamentation.
What do you think, girls?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
I think
Swift?
it's
We
Taylor
are
Swift.
is skin and bone. Lamentations 4:27.
Oh,
Treacherous.
I know
Taylor
that
Swift,
one.
you got it.
I didn't know what song it was from, but
Girls,
I
did
know
you get that right?
song.
Yeah.
This love is treacherous.
Where's the one with the cats jumping and falling? I'm better at that than this.
Good for a man.
All right, it's good for man to bear the yoke while he is young. I mean,
Lamentations.
that definitely sounds
If
like
that's Taylor Swift,
If that's Taylor Swift, then
we quit.
Lamentations.
I don't think Taylor Swift knows yoke. We'll see. There we go. Lamentations 3:27. All right, you got
woo!
another point for you. What do you guys? You got a point?
I'm at 6.
You're at 6. Here you go.
We're at 7.
Oh, you're at 7.
I
Oh,
gotta give one to Jordan.
Jordan.
Are you? Are you really?
Are you really at 7?
I've only missed 2, so I don't know how many questions.
I don't know.
I've had.
All right. Oh, that's it.
Oh no!
That's
Rip.
it. Lamentation 3:27. That was the last one. So
I let myself
who's got 7?
We do.
The girls are the winners, Tori.
Divided by 3, so they each have
So they each have.
True.
2 points.
All right. Hey, we're going to be back right after this with our Bible study. I want you guys to stick around, watch this video, and then we'll jump into our lesson tonight. All right. All right. Hey, guys, so glad that you guys are here with us tonight. That is just an awesome thought, that psalm where it talks about how we can glorify God no matter what we're going through. And that's where we're at. We're in Philippians chapter 4. You know, we only got 2 more weeks in the book of Philippians, and then we're done this week and next week. And then we're going to be done with the book of Philippians. We've been studying it passage, section by section, since way back before quarantine when we kicked off our Catalyst series in February. Can you believe that? It feels like February is like 473 days ago, doesn't it, Jordan?
It is actually 750 days ago.
That far ago? I said 470. You said 700. So. But I'd probably, I know, right? Hey, so, hey, by the way, congratulations. I think most of y'all are done with school. Is that exciting? That's exciting. I always loved my last day of school. We had our last day of school for the boys today, and it was a lot of fun. We drove up in the van, and they got to the bus loop and got all their awards, and their teachers were outside, and they're clapping and cheering, and
We could hear y'all.
you could hear?
Because I was babysitting Cora and she
Oh,
was taking
okay.
a nap. So when Cora takes a nap, I take a nap.
Cora-
But people were honking.
They were messing up your nap time.
Woke up our nap time.
All right. Well, hey, there is a lot of reasons for us to rejoice. We're able to rejoice because we're getting back together as a church. We're able to rejoice because school's out and summer is starting. There's so many different things. But, you know, I want you to remember that Paul wrote this when he was in prison. And so it doesn't seem like there's a lot of reason to rejoice when you're in prison. But this is what Paul says. He says, I rejoice in the Lord greatly. We're starting out in verse 10 of Philippians 4. Because once again, you renewed your care for me. You see, the Philippians were so concerned for Paul that they sent him a care package in jail. And this wasn't just like, you know, going to the UPS store and getting a couple boxes together and shipping it. No, they took a lot of time, and then they had to get one of their people, their very own people, to deliver it by hand, who traveled hundreds of miles to get from where Paul was in Philippi all the way to where he was in prison. And so this was a hard journey. This was a lot of planning and preparation that went into getting this care package to Paul. And so Paul says in verse 10, you were in fact concerned about me, but lacked the opportunity to show it. One of the amazing things about this is the Philippians, they were so concerned about Paul, but they didn't know what to do. First of all, and then second of all, they didn't have a lot of means to do it. You know, in the last couple of days, I've heard some stories about people that are associated, maybe related to somebody in a church, and they're going through a lot of hard times. And I thought about this one little baby I heard of that was born at 24 weeks, and we've been asked to pray for their family and the parents, and so we've been praying. But I'm just like, man, I feel so helpless. You know, there's just this little baby, 24 weeks old. He's like 1 pound, 12 ounces. And how do you even pray? What can we do for that? And you feel like all I can do is pray. But even when all you can do is pray, that's really the best thing that you can do. You know, the coronavirus and all the things going on, it just seems like these are really, really big problems that we are in the middle of. And we feel like, what can I do about it? But the truth is that our prayers are so powerful. And the Philippians realized that, and they began to pray for Paul. And then God showed them an opportunity, a way that they could go out and help. You know, I truly believe this. As you start praying for your neighbors, for your community, God will open up doors of opportunity for you to serve them. Maybe this is something that I could challenge you to do tonight. It's something that I like to do as I walk around my neighborhood. And that's just begin to pray over the houses around you that you live at. Say, God, help me to meet these neighbors. Help me to see opportunities where I could serve them in the name of Jesus. And you know, I think a lot of times mission trips do that as well. As you're preparing for mission trips, the first thing that you do is you just start praying over that area where you're going. And so I want to encourage you, maybe just take a walk this week, and as long as it's safe and you don't live like on the side of the busy highway, but take a walk around your neighborhood and begin to pray over it. Or maybe just as you're driving home from the store one day, just Start praying. Don't close your eyes if you're driving, but just start talking to God and say, God, show me opportunities that I can serve my neighbors. Verse 11, Paul says this, I don't say this out of need, for I have learned to be content in whatever circumstances I find myself. I know both how to make do with little, and I know how to make do with a lot. And in any and all circumstances, I have learned the secret to being content, whether being well-fed or hungry, whether in abundance or in need. And that word contentment is a huge word that I think a lot of us don't understand, and we don't practice on a daily basis. You watch TV or you get on the internet. Even I'm thinking of as I flip through my Instagram feed and I see all of these different posts from my friends and everything like that. And then there's these ads that pop up, and it's of some new game that you got to play or some new thing that you should buy. And you start watching these commercials, and these commercials are convincing, and they try to convince you that you need this in your life. And, if we're not careful, we can get so caught up in that trap of, I need this thing, that we're not content with what we already have. And before long, we're putting our trust in things. We're putting our trust in, as long as I have these things, I feel more secure. And whatever it is, maybe it's games, or maybe it's clothes, or maybe it's money, or maybe it's food. If we're not careful, we can all start hoarding things and putting our trust and our reliance on those things instead of on the one who's given us those things. We begin to worship those things instead of worshiping God. And so Paul is saying this, I'm in prison and I'm poor and I'm in need, but you know what? I've learned to be content, because where I'm at is the situation that God has put me in life. And so I've learned the secret to being content. And then he goes on and he tells us in verse 13 what the secret of being content is. And if you've ever watched football, especially the Florida Gators, and you've seen Tim Tebow, he paints this Bible verse on his eye black. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I don't know, why do I still talk about Tim Tebow? Because they just said they were 4 years old in 2010, and Tim played in 2008. So, he's still relevant. Is he still relevant? Is he?
Yeah.
He still plays baseball.
I don't think he does.
No?
But he
I thought he
spoke
did.
with passion.
Yeah.
So and
Hey,
he just
Tim
looks like
Tebow
a
was a
baby.
football player back in the day.
Before he was a speaker.
Before he was a speaker, he played for the Florida Gators. Chomp, chomp.
Now he has a bunch of Twitter, Instagram things with his puppies.
Yeah, and they're so cute. Look it up.
So anyways, a lot of athletes do that, not just Tim Tebow, but a lot of athletes, they'll put this Philippians 4:13, and we use that kind of as a battle cry when we're getting ready to go do something. Maybe I've seen people put it on their, lockers, maybe, or a sticker or something to remind them that they can succeed at school. But it says this, and I know that most of you are very familiar with this verse, but it says, I'm able to do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Paul, but I want you to get this. Paul says this is the secret to being content. This is the secret to being content no matter where we're at in life, whether we have a lot or whether we have a little, whether we aren't able to get that brand new outfit that we want, or whether we just have to rely on hand-me-downs from your cousin. Or maybe it's, you're not able to drive that brand new car that you really want, but you just have to drive your dad's 1992 Ford Escort around for a while. Paul says, I know the secret of being content, and that's, I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. And that's such a cool thing that we can all learn and we can all take home, and it really frees us up that we don't have to have the latest and the greatest and the brightest and the best of whatever, but it's what tools God has given us. We're able to do so much with them. And I think about school. Just a couple of months ago, you were told you have to do school this particular way. You have to come to school, you have to be in class, you have to do these things with your teachers, and this is how you learn. And then everything happened and the shutdown was ordered, and you were thrust into a brand new learning environment. and you didn't have all the tools that you had at school. You didn't have the teacher one-on-one every single day and your classmates that you could work together with. And yeah, you had a little bit of technology with the laptop, but you really ended up doing a lot of that on your own. And so you went from having a lot to having a little as far as school. But those of you that succeeded and excelled, which I've heard so many stories one after another of how you guys have just worked hard throughout the rest of the school year, what you've found out is that, whether you have all of the things that they say you need for success or you're missing some things, the truth is that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's so true no matter what we face in life. We could be on the best team in the world in a sports setting, or we could have the best work environment that we find ourselves in, or we could have the nicest house on the block, but without Christ being the one that strengthens us, then we're just barely surviving. And the truth is that each and every one of us need to remember that all of our blessings come from Christ, that all of our joy comes from Him, not from the things that He gives us. And so I want to challenge you tonight to think about the blessings that God has given you and to start thinking about, man, God, what have you blessed me with? You blessed me with my phone, this technology that I have right here. I can connect with so many different people through this. Or maybe, God, you've blessed me with this house in this neighborhood that I live in, and there's friends that surround me. Or God, you've blessed me with the ability to do a certain talent. And begin to take an inventory of the things that God has given you and say, how can I use this to make Jesus famous? How can I use my phone to make Jesus famous? Or how can I use my talent as a musician to make Jesus famous? How can I use the friends that I'm around to be an influence for Jesus in their lives? How can I make Jesus famous in my neighborhood? Maybe it goes back to that point of just finding some needs and some opportunities and serving. This summer, y'all are going to have a lot of free time on your hands, but I want to encourage you, don't waste it. Think about ways that you, no matter what you have, a lot or maybe not so much as your friends. Don't look at what your friends have, but look at what you have and say, God, thank you for what I have. Thank you for what you've blessed me with. Help me use this to be a blessing to others. And God will bless you. God will use you in that. If you need help, come talk to me or Tori or Jordan. We're here. We'd love to pray with you, to encourage you any way that we can. We're here for you. And I want you to know that we love you, that we're praying for you, that hopefully soon we'll have some exciting announcements on when we can come back together and meet. But in the meantime, it's so easy to get focused on, man, I don't even have that I can come to. I don't even have youth group that I can come be part of on a Wednesday night. Don't focus on what we don't have, but focus on the things that God has blessed us with. He's blessed us with technology. He's blessed us with the ability to pick up a phone and stay connected with our friends. He's blessed us with so much. And Paul, even in the middle of prison, he found this truth out, and he said, I can rejoice no matter what, because I know the secret. And the secret is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Hey, we love you guys. I hope you have fun breaking up into your Zoom groups tonight. Miss hanging out with y'all. But I know that you have been having some great times in your Zoom chats. You guys been enjoying that, Tori?
Yeah. Although I'm about ready for it to be done.
I know. It's much better to see it face to face. Jordan, why did I call you Jared? I don't know. Anyways, hey, you guys have a great night. I love you. Let's pray, and then we'll split up into our Zoom time. Father, thank you for this night, Lord. Thank you for the truth that you've given us, that no matter what we face, God, we can face all things. We can do all things through you because you're the one that gives us strength. God, help us to learn how to be content with what we have and not to continually wish that we had something someone else has. God, help us to learn to make the best out of our situations and how we can use what we have as a blessing to others, even if all we can do is pray. God, help us to pray for one another. God, help us to lift one another up in prayer. And God, I pray that you would just be with each one of these students that are watching this YouTube Live, God, that are being part of this night tonight. God, would you just bless them in a mighty way, and would you just use us this week for your glory. Thank you for what you're doing, and God, I just pray that you bless these graduates on Friday as they go through the graduation ceremony. Would you just give them a great time and a great night, Lord, and we just pray all of this in Jesus' name, amen. Hey, real quick, before you break up into your Zoom calls, I want to remind you or let you know that this Friday at 4 o'clock, they're going to have that graduation parade that goes around town. We are going to have, as a church, we're going to have a big tent set up over by the football field. You can go park where the football field parking is and come hang out with us. We've got some signs. You bring some noisemakers and just cheer on all the graduates as they drive by that part of the parade route. The parade starts at 4, so be there a little early so you can park and get ready for the cars to come on by. Love you guys. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.